Welcome back, everybody, to the Fast and Slow podcast. I'm your host, Nick, and with me, as always, is Nate. And here we are, episode number 19.
19.
19, I think 19 is the number to talk goals.
Yeah. So in podcast land, it's the new year,
Indeed.
right?
Yeah, it should be, when this show airs, it should be the 15th of January. So middle January. We'll miss the rush of all the other podcasts, releasing their shows on January 1st, but we're trendsetters. We're gonna do a couple fashionably late uh
Yeah,
things. So yeah, I guess today we'll talk a little bit of garage updates from you.
a little bit.
I'd call my updates slow and not automotive related, but in the garage related. So uh without further ado, what do you got going on in the garage?
So I think early on, it was one of the really early podcast episodes. I talked about how I was going to put an air compressor in the basement
Yeah, yeah.
and do
Oh,
all
that's
that.
real funny because I'm going to talk air compressors too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, the as soon as we moved in, like there was no room to have. I have a DeWalt 30-gallon compressor,
Okay.
runs on 110, so it's about as small as I think you could go to run any meaningful power tools.
Ooh, watch.
Unless you have do what?
Never mind. We'll get to what I was going to do. So go ahead.
Mostly like die grinders. There's a few high consumption tools that are really handy
Yeah.
that you need. Obviously, an impact wrench and all that stuff doesn't take much, but sanders and die grinders are usually air hogs.
Yeah.
Anyway, the compressor's been in the utility closet ever since we moved in, mostly to get it out of the way. And then I remember, or I realized that that basement utility closet shares this wall.
Hmm.
So I'll just go ahead and cut to the chase. Actually, this is silly. I can use my camera and just pick it up off the thing.
Oh, you got a camera. Oh, you've had a camera. That's right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Cut that part out.
So there behind the English wheel, I've run the airline now. And I got me a hose reel.
Oh, cool.
So I've got some like air outlets. So the compressor's in the basement, which shares a wall. The utility closet shares that wall, but it gets underground.
Hmm.
So it's easy to put the compressor like yeah, it's there, but underground.
Yeah.
Shares a wall. It's the same thing how I did the sub panel. The utility closet, the house breaker panels in the utility closet. So it was real easy.
Hmm.
The utility closet's unfinished, so I have access to the inside bottom of this wall. So just poked a hole through it, ran the airline through it. I got this kit off of Eastwood. It's their I got rid of the box, but it's their smallest like garage kit for airline and air outlets,
Hmm.
which is pretty cool. It's just got so the air chucks on the wall. There's an outlet there. If you can kind of see it right there.
Yep. Uh-huh.
There.
Uh-huh.
And then ran the line up for the hose reel, which is going to be mostly what I use probably.
Yeah.
So there's an
What's
air outlet
what's your vision for
there.
the outlet on the bottom if you already have a hose reel?
Here,
Yeah.
just you never know. Funsies. I don't
True.
know.
True.
It came with three of them, and I was like, well,
Ah, true.
yeah, I'll put it there. And I don't know yet. I still don't know if I want a regulator in here or not. Right now, there's a regulator on the compressor in the basement, and I've just got it set for like 100 pounds. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll take that outlet out and put a regulator in its place. But
Yeah, I was going to ask you because, some tools require different PSI for operations. So that'd be a
yeah,
kind of pain in the ass to walk all the way downstairs to, I don't know how often you would do
change the
that.
pressure. Yeah, the yeah. So I've got an outlet there for the reel, and then that outlet is going to have a coil hose that goes down to the. Oh, this is actually pretty long. Hold on. Sorry if I make you sick.
Blech.
Uh, yeah, the lift needs what is it like 50 pounds, 60 pounds?
That's right.
So
Yeah.
I put its own regulator on here for the safety airlocks.
Nice.
So that's what the outlet that's right above me is going to have. I'll have one of those coil hoses like on
Mhm.
your a tire inflator type thing,
Yeah, yeah,
and it'll come straight off the ceiling onto the lift. That was over the summer. That was one of the like more annoying parts of the lift. I shouldn't say annoying, but it was like I have to go get my pancake compressor. Then I'd have an air hose hanging off of it. It makes a bunch of racket, and the kids don't want to hear it,
yeah,
and nobody wants to hear it. There's those, those little compressors are so loud.
yeah.
But yeah, super pumped
You
about having it in the basement.
so before all this, you just weren't using the big compressor. You were just using the pancake.
Not at all.
Okay,
Just
gotcha.
using a little pancake, which is really all I needed. If I had, it was really just to power the lift to just release the locks. So I'd run that
Yeah.
on like I might have used the impact wrench once, but like that pancake compressor I have for house projects to run like air nailers and stuff,
Hmm. Hmm.
not to run, some of these like I've been anxious to get using that compressor because what I really need to start doing on the pedal car is use this bad boy.
Oh yeah.
What I want to do next on the pedal car is since I've welded it and blended it with the file, now I want to sand all the scratches out and make sure that I'm happy with the surface finish I'm going to get. I'm going to walk down some different sanding grits and ultimately Scotch Brite it to get that. We talked a little bit about that, like kind of a dull
Yeah.
finish.
Yeah.
So instead of a chrome shiny mirror finish, I'm looking to get, at least on this project, a really even, smooth, kind of a matte silver appearance,
Right.
which will still going to be what I would call high quality finish. You'll be able to see that it's
Hmm.
smooth and hopefully be able to tell that I took a lot of pride into my finishing abilities to make sure that it's not wrinkly
Yeah.
or dented or anything like that. So chrome, keeping it polished finish like we've talked about before is like next level. Like
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
will do that someday on some project, but
Yeah.
I'm
With
still
your
a beginner, so I'm trying to manage my expectations.
yeah, with your kids playing with it and stuff. Like,
Yeah, and it's going to be a toy. They're going to
yeah.
bump into it, and
Yeah.
little greasy fingerprints all over it.
Hmm.
But
That's cool. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
actually gonna buy
fun.
a air compressor myself, and I just confirmed because when you said 20, yours is a 29 gallon,
It's 20. It's the DeWalt. I think it's 30. I don't know what it
30.
actually
Yeah,
is, but
yeah. The one I'm looking
the
at's
belt, old school belt.
the same capacity. I think it's like 5.1 CFM, 175
Oh,
PSI. So it's
yeah, that should be.
plenty for what I'm gonna use it for.
Yeah.
But I'm between there's a Northern Tool Clutch is the brand, like the house brand, I
Hmm.
think, at Northern Tool. And then
Yeah.
Harbor Freight has the Fortress series, which is quiet. Like it's like that's how they're marketing it. I think it's, I want to say like 50 decibels or something like that.
That's that's pretty quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I'm trying to see if this one, it probably won't say what the CFM is on it on the sander, but this thing uses more air than just about anything else I have.
yeah, I'm sure
And it's
something like,
frustrating because even the 30 pound isn't enough, really. Like if
yeah.
I'm going at it, I can bleed it down with this, no problem. It can't keep up with a palm sander.
Yeah. And I might do some die grinding, but nothing on the level that you're doing. So, for me,
Yeah, it's
it's
just
impacts and,
yeah,
air ratchets and stuff.
yeah, and those shouldn't take too much air. The and even some drills, I think, do. I was looking at air drills because I think they're awesome, not because
Mhm.
they're useful really, but they're so
Yeah.
small. Like you can buy some really tiny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're neat. I mean, have you ever? Here's an interesting topic. Not to get too derailed, but have you how much soul searching have you really done with air compressor versus battery
I was about to bring that up because,
for you?
I mean, the whole reason I haven't had an air compressor is because, I mean, for God's sakes, I have, this and I have
Yeah,
this and I have, hold on, it gets better. I have, you know, this. Like,
yeah.
I don't need,
So I wouldn't fault somebody for not having a compressor and going totally battery powered. But I got to tell you though, one of my favorite tools in my toolbox. Like my life changed the day that I bought this.
Yeah, yeah. Big is a half inch anvil
No, he's busy.
or is
Hold
it
on. I
3/8?
just this guy might be. Oh yeah, he's half inch. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah,
750 foot-pounds of torque.
yeah. I mean, that's a beast.
I'll get her done.
I'm trying to remember what this is. I don't think it says, but it's something crazy like that too. It's not, I don't think it's 750. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's heavy, but dude, this thing is heavy. You put the 20
Yeah,
volt battery.
yeah.
So, and
And
nothing,
for like what you're doing though, like at the track or something, obviously you're not going to have.
yeah.
It's my. I had a Craftsman that I really liked, and then it failed, or the batteries quit working. Something happened to it, and then I went straight to the wall,
Hmm.
and then I didn't get the impact because I was like, well, I'm not going to be out in the field and needing an impact. It's all going to be in the garage, and I've got a
Right.
compressor. So for, I guess I don't know. I'm both. Obviously, I've got both, but I
Yeah, I
keep telling
mean,
myself like someday I may dabble in some light, very light duty painting or even
mhm.
prep. Like I'm still super intrigued by that, but the barrier to entry is pretty high for us financially anyway.
Yeah. So I've
Um,
got a little bit of guy math going on with this compressor that I'm about to buy. Uh, I don't have I don't have any friends here, man. So I don't have anybody to help me bleed the brakes on this.
okay.
Uh, I like Sarah tried to help a long time ago, and we just we just agree that this is my space. I'll just
Yeah,
leave
yeah,
it at
yeah,
that. Um, and so I need to get this thing like moving.
yeah.
I need it to be on the not even on the road, just being able to like pull it out and whatnot. So I'm gonna buy the pneumatic brake bleeder, which I've heard good things,
Okay.
um, and just get it done. And so, do I really need an air compressor like today? No, unless you count my brake bleeding requirement that I need to get done. So
Yeah,
it's an excuse to buy an air compressor so that I can be a real mechanic.
it's a pretty good one. I mean, so the way I saw it when granted, so I've had that for the air compressor for 5 years now, maybe 5 or 6. And when I sat down and did the math at the time, battery powered tools. So I was at the point. I had current Craftsman battery powered tools, and they were all shop.
Hmm.
So I was like, I'm either going to invest in totally outfit and fully invest in battery of some brand or another, or air tools. An air tool are generally cheaper. At the time, the battery stuff was like crazy. Even now, if you want a battery
Still,
powered like ratchet like you have,
yeah,
several $100.
dude.
I think I haven't
Yeah,
looked at them recently, but
I think I spent
whereas
three or 400 bucks on the my half inch impact. Like
yeah,
that's crazy. That's almost as much as the air compressor that I'm looking at.
yeah. So and that's what I noticed. I was like, I could buy this DeWalt 30-gallon compressor and all the air tools I need to go with it, and still be under.
Hmm.
And if you're looking to like I said, if you look into the future, like someday I might try my hand at a paint gun or certain things like that. It's like
Yeah.
I think I think if you're even mildly serious, you'll likely end up with both. So it's really not worth debating too much. But especially if you're at the track, I mean, you're going to have fully outfitted, battery system, and then
Yeah.
in the shop, yeah, you're going to have compressors to just do basic stuff like bleed, and you can't beat the old, air wand bath before you go in.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's like you said, it isn't a debate of, you can only have one or the other. I'm just doing things a little backwards. You would think you
Yeah.
start from an air compressor point of view and then convert to battery, but I never really was in a position to like it's kind of a that doesn't really make any sense as I'm saying it. it's not that I wasn't in a position to have an air compressor. I never I don't know. I never prioritized it as a need, if that
Well,
makes
maybe
sense.
let me speak for you then. If you knew that you were going to be moving on a pretty regular basis, the size of air compressor, like 30, I think is kind of minimum
Hmm.
for like moderate duty stuff. Like that's we're asking a mover to move that for you. Like, okay, how many times is that going to happen before they break it or don't choose not to move it? Anytime we've moved and had somebody do it for us, there's always weird requirements.
Yeah. For us, military moves are like you get a crazy amount of weight uh included. So I've never had a situation where I've been close. Like I've never had to be
Okay.
like I mean it's something like 20,000 pounds or something
Oh, dang.
crazy
Yeah.
that, you know, and then there's ways to get around it if you're close. Like a lot of things become pro gear if you know if you're over.
Yeah.
But no, for me it was more, you know, the uncertainty of the garage space where we're
Yeah.
moving to. And the longer you stay in, the more well off you are in a sense, and you can
Yeah.
afford bigger garages. Like, you know, I started off renting a duplex and
Yeah. Like an
now,
apartment or,
yeah, actually apartment. Yeah, that was my first place. So yeah, it's just one of those things like it's not a need, it's a want.
yeah.
The need is to get the car on the road, but you know, there's a handful of ways I could skin the cat on that. Like there's hand powered brake
Yeah.
bleeders and stuff.
So I have I think it's a Motive brand. It's like
Yeah.
the weed weed sprayer. You pump it up
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
it pressurizes the cap. Is
Yeah.
that I'm super happy with it, but I am intrigued by the air ones. Having to, I tried and failed on the bug. I mean, I bled the brakes, hoping that was the problem, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
I've got that in my future again. So let me know how you like. What brand is it? Is it? I guess
So
describe it a little bit.
yeah, so the one I've used before, unsuccessfully because I didn't have a big enough, I had a pancake air compressor and it needs like 50 PSI, like consistent
Hmm.
pressure. The one I was using was from Harbor Freight, and my friend let me borrow it, and he's had a ton of success with it. And then there's one from Northern Tool I'm looking at too, and both might do this, but I know the one from Northern Tool flushes, and so there's I think a reservoir that catches the old fluid, and then it cycles somehow the new fluid through. Um,
Huh.
that or you look for like color change in the
Yeah.
reservoirs,
Yeah.
what
The
I
old
assume.
one would be
Yeah.
discolored somehow.
But I think either work pretty well.
Does it pressurize the reservoir? Is that how it works?
No, the
Or
one
does it use compressed air to like draw a vacuum with a Venturi?
that it uses the Venturi effect through, so the reservoir, everything, the air hookup, it's all at the brake bleeder, and then you just
Okay.
have to keep, you know, the reservoir full at the top of the master cylinder.
I
So
think
it's
I like
cold.
that better because I'm on the bug. The reservoir looks okay, but I just question pressurizing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want to do that. Like,
Like I only go up to like it's like 10 pounds maybe max.
hmm.
Seven. That's like 7 or 8. But it's like
Yeah,
this
I'd much
chintzy plastic. Granted, it's quality German stuff, I'm sure, but
sure, yeah.
it's still an old plastic reservoir, and that's the last thing I need. Is that thing like bursting, and then I've got brake fluid splattered all over the inside of the
Yeah,
frunk.
right, right. Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. I've set it up before. Like I said, I just didn't have enough pressure, so I couldn't get it to fully function. But I mean, it seemed pretty straightforward.
Hmm.
Uh, I'll let you know.
Yeah, yeah, that'd make it easier.
Yeah, yeah. I guess just to finish my thought on the compressor piece, the reason I need to get this thing moving is my next project is I'm building a kitchen table.
Oh,
Yeah. So I want to be able to like move this thing out of here for like high dust, even though it looks like
yeah,
it right now because I have kept the cover off.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I just want to be able to move it out. I don't want like wood chips and stuff, you know, getting on it. So
The, I'm not sure if I talked to you about this or not. What was I doing? Oh, it was. I was getting ready for these air outlets, so I was cutting up just a simple like whatever generic board from Lowe's or whatever. And I wasn't even like deep into the garage. I was like kind of in the doorway and had the garage door open. And I used a circular saw and cut like four or five things.
Hmm.
Wood dust on everything.
Yeah,
I cut maybe a total of like 24 inches,
goes
and
everywhere.
it put like a pretty even layer of dust on the bug and all over everything on the pedal car, the English wheel, like all these things that I really don't want to see dust on.
Yeah, yeah,
And was like, seriously, it was like the tiniest little cut. It wasn't even a project. It was just like I'm just gonna rip this board to
yeah,
the gross dimension that I need. It's not even I'm not even doing anything with any particular level of craftsmanship. And it
yeah,
was like I don't know how people work with wood. I don't get it.
yeah. It's crazy. It's also
JD would probably be laughing at us, but
I know it's funny or not funny. It's dumb when you see people mix, which is kind of what I'm doing here, but like mix garage metal work with woodworking. It's just
yeah,
becomes a big tinderbox of
yeah,
not good.
yeah. I mean,
Uh,
it's people do it. You just gotta have a dedicated space.
yeah, just got to be careful. But yeah, so that's going to be my project over the next, I don't know, I want to try to get it done like January timeframe because there's a handful more stuff I need to do to this. But yeah, we'll see. I haven't woodworked in a long time, so it'll be fun
Is
to.
this so? You building it from scratch?
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be a maple hardwood table with still working the design on like the style of legs, but it has to come apart to be able to get through the doorway.
Oh, sure.
And so I'm working kind of a boxed in um, kind of leg design underneath the table. And
You're not gonna. Are you everything kind of square? Or are you gonna have any lathe work?
yeah, well, so we found these legs. They're maple legs, pre-lathed, kind of like pre-built
Yeah,
legs.
yeah.
And I'm not above like buying,
Outsourcing part of that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still gonna make the tabletop. I'm still gonna, it's gonna look nice. I'll, bevel or not bevel, but what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh. I guess it is.
Miter,
Oh, the when you edge something and with like a nice design router, like
router.
yeah.
Yeah,
Clearly, haven't been in the wood
yeah.
shop in some
Couple of
time.
woodworkers over here.
Yeah. So it'll have like a routered edge and it'll be all right. It'll look good. But I don't have a lathe and I'm not a woodworker. And so for like 150 bucks, I can buy these pre-built legs that, I
Yeah,
can bap around. So we just haven't had a dinner table. We sold our table in Georgia. So it's like there's this
hey, we need
awkward
a dinner
space.
table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so what you said
I
you had some projects going on
uh projects in the
or
garage.
updates? I thought you said you had some updates, or was it the air compressor?
It was the air compressor, and really that was I've made it a prerequisite to my next phase of the pedal car, which is uh while I've got it in two major halves, I want to sand it and fine tune it and see, you know, it's got I did the file and all that, and it's got
Yeah.
the file leaves deeper scratches in it,
Hmm.
which is fine. It's okay, but I want the whole thing to have an even finish. So I want to use the sander and see if I can achieve the finish that I like before, while it's in two major halves that I can work with. Like I
Yeah.
could still put most of this back in the English wheel if I had to, and
Okay.
even if I had to like do hammer and dolly stuff, it's a lot easier to do it now than if it was a mostly welded together piece.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm in a hurry to get the standard to it and see if I can achieve the finish I like. Um, and I hate doing that. I feel like I'm the king of doing that, of being like, oh, I can't do this until I do that, and I can't do that until I buy this, and
Hmm.
I don't want to even try that unless I have the right tool.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
some point, it's just like, all right, just do it the hard way.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
just do it.
go for it.
But um, yeah, that's about it. Hopefully, and then it's not quiet. I mean, sure, the air compressor's in the basement, but that sander still kind of, you know,
Yeah.
screams.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I can't do it at night like I normally do. I got to do it during the day. And
Yeah. Pretty limited.
you know, life, but
Life, man. Well,
we'll get there.
I think we should talk 2026 goals. For the audience, we're not going to talk podcast goals because we're still, uh,
Yeah.
his people is talking to my people, or how does that go? I don't know. We're talking to our
I
people.
don't know. I've never had people. I
Yeah.
don't.
The boss ladies are being consulted before
Yeah, we
we commit to anything. So we'll talk probably in the next episode, potentially. We have a few events we want to go to. I don't know about you, but I'd love to kind of pre-plan some interviews. I think that would be well worth the time.
so that's I guess we could throw that out there because we won't be specific, but
Yeah.
you know, as a little teaser before our official podcast goals conversation, yeah, I think we're both aligned on that one.
Yeah.
Let's, you know, we've got some cool friends. We'll get them involved, and then
Hmm.
maybe even acquaintances we have in the industry,
Yeah.
whether it
Yeah.
be racing or autocross or fabrication or something like that. Doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, going to in-person events would be a cool dynamic. Maybe have some interviews that way, you know.
Yeah,
So anyway, we'll leave that there so we don't spill the beans, as they say.
yeah, yeah,
But I think it's good for accountability's sake that we chat about personal automotive goals, or yeah, automotive shop project goals.
yeah,
So I don't know. Do you want to go first?
yeah. I think I'll go first. So it's like the never-ending teaser, and that's what I was talking to you earlier about. Like, I really don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, I've got all these plans. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. So I feel a little bit like that with the sprint car project because we've
Mhm.
talked about it for a year now, and it's not changed at all. It's still a collection of parts. So um, again, the what I've put in front of that is the pedal car. So obviously, get the pedal car done here. Hopefully, no later than January at some point.
Mhm.
And then as much as I can, I'm going to focus entirely on the sprint cars. So my goal for the next calendar year, 2026, is to hopefully come out the other end with, at a minimum, a roller. I'm going to say a running, dare I say, running, driving, you know, chassis. The
Okay.
body may still be up for debate, whether it's temporarily a fiberglass or maybe I've just got like a wooden or steel buck to help start
Mhm.
the aluminum body process.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I want to get the chassis and all that done first. I think it would be too risky to try and build the body first, even though that's the what's most exciting to me is to build the aluminum body.
Yeah. And I know you've talked about using some kind of like pre-established plans. Is the chassis a part of that?
Yeah, oh yeah. So
Okay.
that the chassis is I bought the plans from Shaw's Hot Rods. So it says Josh and his dad Dan have built one of these before, and they documented the chassis and the setup and their builds really, really well.
Hmm.
And you can purchase their build books off of them basically.
Yeah.
So I'm going to follow that very as closely as I can. I'm going to probably extend it because I'm 6'4",
Sure.
and
Yeah.
it's a tiny sprint car. The cars I've seen Dan Shaw's car in person, and I've seen some other period correct sprint cars, and there's not a chance without modification. I don't stand a chance of being able to fit in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's going to be tailored to me. So I'm going to modify it a little bit.
But
Um,
overall, not you won't get trapped in the creativity.
no,
Yep.
no, and I think that's why. So I've been pretty transparent about the fact that I've never done anything like this before. I've done plenty of fabrication, sure, but I've never built a chassis.
Hmm.
I've never, uh, you know, gone that far with it. So to me, that what was most exciting about it was like what I'm most excited about is to get to the body. I want to do all the metal shaping and build an aluminum body.
Hmm.
Well, there's plenty of head scratching and thinking and all of that involved with the chassis, a ton of it. So how cool is it that I can just basically follow somebody's plans for the most part? Somebody's already done all the head scratching. They've done a lot of the um, period correct, design features and um, things like that. So I'm going to try and keep it period, as much as possible, with the exception of a few safety and things like that. But to have a plan to follow to me is like great. Keep me out of trouble for my
Hmm.
very first ever chassis from scratch car build.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and if this becomes a thing and I keep going with it, then sure I'll come up with my own chassis for some future project or something like that. But
yeah, yeah.
for now, not trying to get myself in trouble. I'd like to follow a proven formula and also keep paying homage to the period correct sprint car.
Yeah. So how do you plan to keep yourself on track to get to 2027?
I don't know. It's the
Sorry,
only project.
asking
What
the
I
tough
need to do,
questions here.
yeah. What? No, it's just I need to be the only focus. I've done this a few times. Anytime I look back at like where like the pedal car project really stalled out was I let myself get if distracted with other projects, and then of course life comes in the way.
Yeah.
So I can solve half of that problem and not let distractions knock me down.
Hmm.
When I think about what were those distractions, it was a lot of other projects. Like I started making these Hot Wheels display cases
Oh yeah.
and things like that. So I quit doing it for months because I was like, oh, those display cases were actually kind of making me a buck.
Hmm.
And they were a little bit time consuming. And I was like, oh, well, it's making me money. So it was easy to say, well, I'm going to keep doing this. And it's not, I can't be too upset because ultimately I use that money to buy the nice English wheel and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, still, that was months and months and months of doing that. Somewhere in there, I bought a BMW to flip. That was a couple months probably worth of distraction,
Hmm.
but still made me some money. So whatever. Um, it's avoiding stuff like that, and even stuff for like uh, house projects now. Like this past year, we've been in this house for over a year now. The big house projects are mostly done, but
Hmm.
uh, just that's my goal. In the garage, it's going to be. I guess the bug's another key part of that too. Really, all I've got planned for the bug is the brakes need to be figured out for sure. For sure, I need to be excited about how well the brakes are, not iffy.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess that's a potential distraction. But realistically, and maybe I'm a fool for saying this, the sprint car chassis is about as simple as a chassis as you can get. I mean, it's almost scary how simple it is, and it was built in a time before they really understood. I assume what this is why it's designed this way. There's a few parts of it that are like, I don't. That's not going to work very well with
Hmm.
like everybody. I think it's understood and accepted that a car from that period is going to have crazy bump steer, and the
Hmm.
geometry is going to be totally not ideal.
Sure.
Uh, but it's like, okay, it was built in the 30s. Like,
Yeah,
so what
does
do you
the
want? There's still dirt roads in most places.
do the
Uh,
plans kind of beef up areas that were weak? Like, does it gusset certain parts of the frame that they're, increased rigidity and stuff like that?
um, maybe not intentionally, but I'm going to use like square box tubing for the frame,
Hmm.
and then I'm using the wall thickness is probably a little bit overkill. I can't remember exactly what wall thickness it is, but the frame itself is going to be, I assume, significantly more solid than what probably would have been in the period if they would have started with like frame rails from a Model A
Hmm.
and boxed those in, then you're probably getting close. But
Sure.
for a car that's only going to weigh 1,500 pounds, and I'm using, I think it's 2 inch by 4 inch box tubing,
Hmm.
maybe, and it might be an eighth of an inch wall thickness, 0.125. So
Okay.
it's the frame itself, what I'm welding and putting together is going to be stout. Like
Okay.
I have no, even looking at the plans as written, very strong in all aspects, especially for a car that weighs 1,500 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's just very few components. Honestly, it's the frame rails, the tabs and bracketry, and then like I've got the axles and the control arms and all that. The only mystery is doing some of the old school hot rod tricks of like splitting the wishbones to bring them to the outside of the frame rails and
Hmm.
things like that. What I'm going to be missing here early on is like information, and
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to the Shaws about. It'd be nice to talk with them about like how do you do this? Like really, there's YouTube videos and stuff like that, but it'd be really nice to talk to the people that have done it before. And I have access to them just on Instagram and what have you. And I'd reached out to him about some more parts I need. So
Hmm.
hoping to continue that conversation
Yeah, it'll be
and
helpful.
just get it done. But and it'll be one of those things that like I need to get the chassis table figured. It's built and there. It needs a couple tweaks, but I feel like once I get started, I'm hoping I discover like this is totally getting it on its wheels, on its under its own weight, maybe running and driving by the end of the year.
Yeah.
If only on like in go kart form,
Hmm. Yeah.
missing a body. That would be that would be wild. That'd be cool.
Yeah, man. Well, it's manageable. I think
Yeah,
you got everything you need.
gotta hold me to
You bet we'll be referring back to this episode.
it.
Quarterly updates.
Yeah. I do need. You had mentioned this too, and people were asking me. Family was like, "Oh, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas?" And it's kind of like, "Oh, nothing really. I don't want anything." But then if you
I'm the
get,
same way.
they held me down, not really, but I was like, "All right, well, if I have to say something," so I put together a list, and then just today, driving home, I was like, "You know what? I do need and could benefit from
Hmm.
a whiteboard in here."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know you had mentioned it and have one, and I was like, "That's that might need to happen."
Yeah, and if you get one like a real whiteboard, those are so much better. The ones you buy at Lowe's they're basically like a OSB particle board with a laminate
Yeah.
top.
Hmm.
You have to like use significant chemicals to
To
erase.
clean them off.
Yeah, it's like chemicals and a magic eraser will do the trick.
Yeah.
But those real nice, glassy, I don't know, real life whiteboards you would see in
Yeah.
schools. That's what I would if somebody's getting you a gift and you have the option to not get
To
a
pick.
yeah, I mean this I probably spent 25 bucks on
Yeah.
a 4x6 sheet of laminate.
Yeah. I
But
know
it all
in
works the same, I guess.
yeah, mountain bikers can't be choosers. I just also don't know where I'm gonna put it. I'm out of wall space. What wall
Yeah.
space I do have is probably about to have ladders hanging on it soon. And that leaves one more spot that I was hoping to put like a metal rack to hold
Mhm.
random sheets of aluminum I have that are pain to move.
Yeah, it's if you don't
But
have the wall space, it makes it kind of difficult.
I can figure it out though.
Yeah. So that's
Well,
cool.
what's going on with you?
Okay.
What's next year look like for you?
My next year, the first couple years of autocross have been all race, do a project, cars different, scramble to get to the next event, you know, and rinse, repeat. And
Yeah.
I'll like I would miss events for whatever reason, whether it's because of the car, being worked on or whatever got in the way. So my main goal is to attend 80% of the St. Louis region autocross events. So I think they have like
80%. How many is that? Out of so
I think it's like 10 to 12, somewhere in
okay.
there. And I didn't want to do 100% because, you never know.
Something's gonna happen.
Something's
Yeah.
going to happen. Uh, and I didn't count the St. Louis SCCA shootout because that's a separate goal. I want to do that. And another separate goal is attend they have a novice school. So basically like
Hmm.
three, this year is the year of driving. Like
All right.
that's why I want to get everything done this winter, you know, really focus on reliability pieces. I'm going to upgrade the alternator, get more power output, um, power steering cooler, which I've talked about, I think extensively, it overheats.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, just like I know I'm under tired. I know I'm under a lot of things, that I could, you know, focus on over the summer to like
Yeah,
do upgrades on, but I don't want that to get in the way of, driving. And the other factor that I noticed is, it would take me away from other family stuff because I'd be like scrambling to get the car ready and then go do autocross. And it would be to say I'm autocrossing on one day actually meant, the week prior was just a
sure.
mad
Yeah,
dash.
yeah, yeah. Getting ready and all that.
And so it makes it a pretty hard argument to be like, I'm going to spend every night in the garage the week before, and then also all day Sunday. Like,
Yeah.
I
And you
mean,
got to get back and you're unpacking and cleaning up and God forbid repairing,
yeah, yeah. So I think
looking
that's
for new
the,
race ramps.
yeah, right. Um, and then I think the only other goal with racing really, oh, I did that out. The only other racing related goal is I want to get the car back to Ohio and do one Southwest region event, whether that's Killcare or I think it's Traders World, that parking
Yeah,
lot.
okay.
Yep.
Oh, it's interesting you mentioned that.
Why is
Maybe
that?
do that one.
Oh, okay.
Just everybody. There's 4 or 5 people I work with,
Oh, cool.
and that's their turf.
Yeah, I'd rather do that one than Killcare because I'm terrified of running this thing into the concrete because they do it in the middle of the round track at Killcare.
Yeah, which is surrounded by
Terrifying. I don't want to, Jersey barrier the
the
fenders.
Traders World one is pretty big, I think,
Yeah, for the
as far as
videos I've
turnout
seen,
goes.
that and just the lot is relatively
Oh yeah, I mean you're not gonna hit anything.
yeah, exactly. So those are the goals. I think if I can keep this thing just roadworthy and kind of maintenance free, and not maintenance free, but project free,
Yeah,
and just, go do an autocross event, park it, and get ready for the next one, with minimal thrash. Because I just want to get better at driving. Like I want to, see
yeah,
improvements, and the only way you can do that is if you string together, month to month to month
yeah.
events.
To me, that's always I've thought about that too. Like you, this is me getting maybe a little too engineering on it, but it's like you would to generate any meaningful data, you need a whole season basically. Like if you want to
Yeah.
show did did project A actually net me the benefit I thought,
Hmm.
you're not likely to learn that in one weekend unless it was this just gross improvement, like going from street tires to 200 treadwear tires. Like okay,
Hmm.
sure, in a weekend you should be able to tell was that worth it, but um, some others anything else, I feel like it'd be too hard to be like, was that situational? Am I getting better as a driver,
Hmm.
or was it the actual modification,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, and I think it's hard to measure because it's never an A/B test in
Yeah,
autocross. That's the difficult part about it. But I think, and what I noticed, in the handful of events I've done so far, is the gap between the first run of the day and the last run of the day shrink. When you
yeah,
first start, it's like, you're very, very slow, and then by the end of the day, you've shaved like 13 to 20 seconds off your off your minute
yeah,
run, which is
yeah,
crazy. And now, I go out and I'm shaving a couple seconds, per.
sure,
And so ideally, you want to get like tenths, of difference between your first and your last.
yeah.
And I
And
think,
that's just you as a driver, right? It's just
yeah.
your
Hmm.
how long it takes you to warm up and reacquaint yourself with either the track or the car.
Yeah. Yeah. And, it goes along with kind of the doing project updates. Your mind isn't where it needs to be when you're worried about new parts on your car
Yeah,
or liability issues. And, to mitigate that stuff and just be able to focus on show up, unload the car, and like sole focus is learn the course and just get in the right mental headspace. I just want that to be my priority. So I guess in addition to the 80% of all events, it's like just have a concerted effort in, mentally going through really strong processes and procedures throughout
Hmm.
the event to improve on some of the autocross skills. So
Right.
I'm not going to take it so serious where I'm not having fun, but
Yeah.
um, I just I want to be competitive.
Yeah, but I would I mean, with what you have invested, I would say it would be more of a shame if you were just out there having fun. I mean, of course it's all for fun, but if you
Mhm.
weren't out there being like, no, it's better than last time or nothing. Like
Right.
that's the goal.
And
Yeah.
there's enough CAMT guys in St. Louis, from what I understand, that like, I'm hoping I'm not bottom of the barrel, but like there's enough that you could
Yeah.
show some growth, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a ton of like $100,000 builds either. I think they're, pretty similar to what I
Sure.
got going here.
Yeah. To me, that would be where it would get addictive, I think, is if you start climbing the ladder in like any kind of
Mhm.
ranking system or season standings,
Yeah.
I think that's where it would get hard to stop.
Well, even, the events I did in Georgia, I was cruising around just to look at some old stats, and they had like the season stats, and I'd been to like four events, and
Hmm.
like I was accumulating points, and it
Yeah.
didn't mean anything because I wasn't doing the entire season. But if I'm like event seven and I see that I'm fighting for fifth,
Hmm.
that to me is cool. Like
Yeah.
I think that would
Oh
be,
yeah.
like I said, addictive. So
And to
that's
me,
the
that'd be a
plan.
true test of the total package, right? Like with each season that goes by and each winter project to complete, the total package should be improving. In addition to you becoming a better driver, so
Yeah,
gosh darn it, you better be seeing improvements
sure. Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, and then it postures for the following year to maybe do some more traveling events,
Yeah,
and it's Bunker
get
Hill.
that stacker trailer and the
Yeah. No, but
dually and
there's two national events. One's in Bunker Hill, Indiana, which is like just south of South Bend, and then
mhm.
another in Joliet, Illinois. It's all
Okay,
within like 4 hours or so. Uh, And so I think that'd be cool to travel to those events, but that's next, not next year, the following year, I think is probably more likely. But focusing on local events and, you know, like for all the things we just mentioned, I think is the main goal.
yeah.
So
So does that mean no projects whatsoever once the season starts?
that's going to be the challenge, I think. Probably, you need the accountability to stay on working on the car, and I need accountability to
So
not work on the
if you
car.
start talking about tearing, missing an event because you want to tear your car apart,
Yeah. Yeah. Let's curb that. And I don't
nice.
there isn't anything I think have to do, but there's always something you have to do. So I'm sure
Well, yeah, keep it maintenance. I mean, changing the oil and doing all,
yeah. Well, no, I'm saying
that's going to keep you plenty busy.
there's always the next thing. So I say that
Yeah.
now that there's nothing I need to do, but there's always something.
Yeah.
So
All
yeah,
right.
that's the goals. We're gonna stick to it.
Totally possible.
Yeah.
Any garage projects to make your shop? We talked a little bit about the air compressor. Anything next
Uh,
year? Big?
I'm freezing my baguettes off right now, so I probably, which is funny. We talked last time that
You said it. You
it,
spoke too soon.
I know. Well, I was wearing a hoodie. I like I'll be a little sporty
Oh,
today and not wear a hoodie. But no, I don't think I have any projects. What's driving me nuts is on this side. I have my original toolbox, a cabinet, and there's no purpose. There's no organization. It's just filled with shit that it's the catch-all. Like
hmm.
everything I have no home for goes over here. So I would love to just, you know, dedicate a day to kind of revamping where things go, like the homes for things.
Yeah.
and that might entail buying some, I don't know, some organizational stuff. Have you seen, does Instagram feed you the ad for the totes that you and I have for Harbor Freight? It's like they sell the roller that you can like roll out. The like hardware totes. The I think that I'm sitting on right now on your laptop.
Oh, yes, they do. Yes.
Yeah. So I think I might buy some of those. I think it's like Crazy Simple. Is it Crazy Simple Tool or
Yeah.
Stupid Simple Tool?
Yeah.
Something like that. So I might buy some of those or one of those, I guess.
I'm yeah, it's you missing it. So here's another little project that could distract me. I was gonna build my own version of that to as like a middle box
Oh yeah.
for my tool chest. I wonder if I can't just buy one of those and take the wheels off.
Oh, I'm sure you can. I think they're like 150 bucks, which I bet you would have that in material
Yeah, in time. Like
and time. Yeah.
I'll have to look into that. That's the other thing too. Before it would be nice, like I said, the air compressor and stuff like that. But it's like I need to get really organized, and I don't know that it's going to be possible. But like my toolbox, like it's constantly in disarray. I've got stuff piled up on top of it.
Hmm.
I'm just ashamed of myself. I'm trying to think
Yeah.
of how to make that faster, easier, better.
Yeah. You and I
My
both.
tools themselves, like each drawer, I think is very well organized. But
Hmm.
like I got batteries laying everywhere and
Yeah.
chargers.
Yeah. So that's probably the only garage project is just organizing stuff,
Nice.
you know. But yeah.
Now you got me thinking. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Maybe I'll just there we go. First accountability. Just is it really worth making, or could you just buy it?
Well, I'll buy it. I'm pretty convinced. I mean, it's pretty rapid fire. They keep giving me the ad, you know.
Yeah,
Buy
they
this.
really want to sell
Yeah.
those things.
So I'll buy it and I'll let you know, quality, fit, finish, see if it meets your standards and
My standards are pretty low in that front. It's if it works, it works.
Mhm.
Yeah, I obsess over the fit and finish of my projects. A lot of some of my tools and things in here. I just need it to work really.
Yeah,
But
for sure. Well, man, it's cold. I'm
how
like,
cold? How cold? What's the temperature in
it's
there?
not, that's the thing. I don't know. I don't even want to say because it doesn't feel,
It's okay.
it's
We'll only
probably
laugh
not
for a
that
minute.
cold. Hold on. Uh, it's like 54 degrees.
Yeah,
That's not cold in the grand scheme of things, but I've been drinking a cold brew and I'm
yeah,
tired.
yeah, yeah. No, I knew coming out now I've got like a rhythm. Like when I know we're talking, I crank the heater up and just let it. I usually keep it at like 60 something in here when I've got the heater on, just because it's expensive
Yeah.
and to heat an uninsulated garage, mostly uninsulated garage. But when I know we're talking, I crank it up. So it was like 72 in here when I came out, and then I
Nice.
can't hear over the fan, so I turn it off.
Yeah.
So we
What did it
started
drop
talking,
to?
it was 72, and now it's 64 in here.
Okay. Yeah.
Not bad. And it's 30 something outside.
Still not bad. Yeah, I think it's in the 30s too here.
And I was
So,
I was bowing down to that heater when a couple of days ago when it was 0 degrees outside, that cold
dude,
front came through or whatever, and
brutal.
below zero no problem in parts of our neck of the wood. You
Mm.
maybe it was zero here, -1, -2, maybe in the night, but
Hmm.
that and I was like out in the garage in a t-shirt, like
Yeah. Boy,
this
as
is
you can
awesome.
see, the CRV
Yeah,
tiger stripes,
yeah,
it needs a bath.
it's that time of year.
Yes, indeed. So,
All right.
cool. All right. So we're going to recap. You're going to build a car. I'm going to race a car. You're not going to start. No, you're going to start a project. I'm not going to start a
Yeah,
project.
this is why we're a good combo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start a project and try and stay focused on it,
Yeah.
and you're
And
gonna finish a project and try and you know stay focused on not starting another
Yeah,
project.
exactly. And then on the next episode, our 20th, we will talk 2026 goals, plans. Uh, I think there's a lot of growth potential next year. So I'm excited. Hope you are.
Yeah,
Should be fun.
there's I think some of the ideas we talked about are things that I've wanted to do for a really long time,
Yeah.
and just never had anybody that was interested enough to share with. And that may change now that kids are getting older and all that. But
Hmm.
uh, I'm really excited about a couple of those. We'll talk
Hell
about them.
yeah. Cool. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for tuning in. If you like what you hear, like, subscribe, tell a friend. Let's do that. Let's tell a friend. We're getting some new listeners, and we'll catch you next time. See you later.
See ya.